Okay, good morning, everybody. We're going to start the Chitas of today. We start on the first chapter, Bamidbar, the new book, the book of Bamidbar. Chapter 1, verse number 1. God spoke to Moshe with Midbar Sinai in the desert of Sinai, Ba'il Moed, in the tent, in the Mishkan, the Echad LaChodesh Hasheni, in the first day of the second month of Iyar, Bashana Hashenis, in the second year, L'Teisim Eretzayim, when they went out of the land of Egypt. So Rashi says, Mitei Chabasam, because they were dear to him, the Eibishter loves the Jews. He counted them very often. He counted them often. When they left Egypt, he counted them in Exodus 12:20-37. And when they fell because of the sin of the golden calf, he counted them. And now in the book of Numbers, in the book of Bamidbar, when the survivors, when he came and caused the divine presence to rest among them, he counted them into the building of the Beis Hamikdash, Mishkan. And the first of Nisan, the Mishkan was erected, and the first of Iyar, he counted them. And that's because he loves the Jewish nation. So verse number 2, so Israel counted the heads of all the Jewish people, to their families, the Beis Havaisim to the house of the fathers, the Mispah Shemus according to the names, Kol Zachar, all men, L'Gugal Leisem, to their heads. Rashi says, Da Mina Kol Shevet Shevet, to know the number, the amount of each Shevet. The Beis Havaisim, if one's father is from one tribe and his mother is from another tribe, so in the tribes, in Yiddishkeit, you're going according to the mother. But in the tribes, they go according to the father. So I said L'Gugal Leisem, say L'Gugal Leisem is to a head count, but Rashi says L'Gugal Leisem means to the shekel. A beka lagal gelis, a beka for each head. Verse 3, Ben Esim Shanav Amayl, from 20 years and above, Kol Yetzi Tov B'Yisrael, whoever goes out to the war, 20 years old, you go out to become a soldier. Tifkedu Isam, you should count them, L'Tzivaisam, to their legions, Ata v'Arin, you and Arin. This comes to teach us that before 20, you don't go out to war. And to every tribe, you have to have a head of a tribe, to the head of the family. Rashi says, what do they mean? When you count them, they should be with the prince of the tribe, the Nasi. And these are the men that stand with you. L'Ruvain, Elitzur ben Shdeir. L'Shimon, Shlumiel ben Tzurishadai. L'Yehuda, Nachshon ben Aminadab. L'Yisachar, Nisanel ben Tzur. L'Zvulon, Eliyav ben Chelen. L'Bnei Yisrael, Ephraim, Elishama ben Amihud. L'Menashe, Gamliel ben Pedotzer. L'Binyamin, Avidon ben Gideni. L'Dan, Achiezer ben Amishadai. L'Osher, Pagiel ben Achron. L'Gad, L'Yosef ben Du'uel. L'Naftali Achira ben Enan. Verse 16, Eile Kerua Eda, these are the ones that summon the congregation. Nisia Mates Avaisam, they are the heads, princes of the tribes. Roshi Alpha Yisrael, they are the heads of the thousands of Israel. They are the Knackers. These are the ones who are summoned for very important matters concerning the congregation. Usually when the Moshe Rabbeinu called in, he called in the heads in the Siyam. First he called in the Siyam, the heads of the congregation. Verse 17. Yikra Moshe took these people. Asher nikvu b'shemus, that were indicated with these names. Now she says, Ashnei Mos and Asimalo, these 12 princes, Asher nikvu leikam b'shemus, which to him by their name. The Eibishter gave their name. This was not by a voting system. This was established by God, who would be 12 Nasim. Verse 18. And then they assembled the entire congregation. The first day of the month of year. And they declared the prodigy that to show their yichus, that to prove their connection. The Mispah Shemes bin Ben Esrim Shalav Amayla Luguloisam to according to the number of names, to the head count of every male from 20 years and above. So Rashi says they brought the record, so to say, of their prodigy and witnesses of their birth. Who are you? Who's your father? Who's your grandfather? Who's your mother? That each one should trace the genealogy to the tribe. Kasher Tziva Hashem es Moshe, as God commanded Moshe, Vayifkedem b'Midbar Sinai, and they were counted. He counted them in Midbar Sinai, the desert of Sinai. That completed the Chumash of today. Now I go to the Tanya today. We're starting chapter 52 of Tanya. Alter Rebbe, in chapter 51, Alter Rebbe explained the verse that says, "Mipsari echselaka," that from my body I see God. I can see God. I can tell God from my own body. And just like the neshama, which the neshama has within it everything. And everything the neshama encompasses the entire body from head to toe. But then, in the neshama itself, there's the potential of each and every part of the body, the eye that sees and the ear that hears, etc. And when the neshama comes into the head, now the neshama goes through the entire body. From the seichel, from the brain of the head, the brain of the head comes out the energy to specifically to the eye, specifically to the ear, etc., etc. So the Alter Rebbe continues this analogy, and so to the Shechina. The Eibishter fills the entire world. So says the verse, "As kala olam kula nimal," I fill the entire world. But then, the way Gilui Elokus comes into the world, every world has its elyonim v'tachtonim. The energy of the elyonim is higher, there's a greater gilui than the tachtonim. So just like the human soul, the principal manifestation is infused vitality is in the brain. And all the organs of the body. And all they receive merely a light and a quantity that radiates to them from their source, or the manifestation as said in the vitality of the brain, of the said vitality of the brain, so too figuratively. Again, we can't compare the body totally. Expression is from my body I see. Not that my body is the exact same thing. See, it's a muscle. So indeed, figuratively speaking, it's the essential manifestation of the general stream of vitality animating the worlds and the creatures therein, clothed and contained in the blessed will, wisdom, understanding, and knowledge, which is called Moiched Chachma. Kulam bechachma sisa. So the Sfiras HaChachma, Sfiras HaKeser, Keser, which is will, Chachma, Bin, and Das, as they exist above, are collectively called intelligence. Within them is enclosed the stream of diffused vitality, which is the first revelation of Eilen Seif Baruch Hu, Chachma D'Atzilus. In Chachma D'Atzilus, which comes from Keser, which is the will, Ratzon, the Eibishter had a will to have a world. That was his Ratzon. And because he had a will to have a world, therefore he came into Chachma, into wisdom. And from wisdom, now it diffused to every part of the world. Ve'hein, this chachma and rotzen, come down, are clothed in Torah mitzvahs. That's why if you really want to understand the world, if you really want to comprehend the world, you have to learn Torah. If you really want to bring purpose and to the whole existence, Torah. That's it. Torah mitzvahs. There's nothing else. There's nothing else you can do. So with the expression and pick it up, it's ein lach ben chayrim yaseh b'Torah. There's no freedom in the world, but a person that learns Torah, because nothing else. Because the Torah has within it, Torah mitzvahs has within it the whole purpose of the world. It has within it the ratzon, the will, and the wisdom of HaKadosh Baruch. So this is their abode. For Torah law and mitzvahs are themselves the will of God, desired as He does that the law of a particular case should be specifically one way and not the other, and that a particular mitzvah be performed in a certain manner, not the otherwise. So understanding the law and knowing the reason for mitzvahs, this belongs to the divine level of Chachma and Binah, wisdom and understanding. Thus, within Torah and mitzvahs is enclosed the intelligence, seichel, of above, Chachma of above, and is found in the diffused stream of vitality that descends in the world. So that's a general. So generally, everything is found in Chachma. The manifestation of this flow, this general flow of life, which is similar to the unfused stream of vitality found in the brain, takes place, as the Alter Rebbe will soon say, when the flow from intelligence descends into the sphere of Malchus. Ultimately, from Chachma has to come into Malchus. Malchus is kingship. So Chachma comes into Bina, and Bina comes into Das. From Das you have Chesed, Gevura, Teferes, Netzach, Hoid, Yisoid, Malchus. That's where the Eibishter comes the Melech. Baruch Atah Hashem Elokeinu Melech. Malchus. Malchus Shalelu. The king of the world. But where does it all start? It starts in Chachma. In Chachma, in wisdom, it's all united. It's all united. You can't see the difference between one part and the other part. The Chachma over there, it's like one. Comes to Sfiras Malchus, now is where ultimately everything is divided. This source vitality which the worlds receive, each one, Bipratius, but a diffused glow that shines forth from the sun is very, very minute. So this refers not to the general stream of vitality found in intelligence, but it's revelation, ultimately. Through Sfiras HaMalchus, there's a revelation. And each place, and each limb, and so to each part of the world, when we're comparing it by God, each part of the world sees a different earth. So a rock receives a certain earth, and vegetation receives a certain earth, and chayes, and ultimately human beings. Similar the manner of the light that radiates from the sun, by way of example, where the ray are but a diffused glimmer of the sun's essence. And so to the concept I explained before, that the neshama that comes into the body, the neshama is a major power. The neshama is an unbelievable power, has capabilities, unbelievable capabilities. But when it comes down to Chachma, and the Chachma ultimately comes down into, gives the capability, the brain gives the capability that diffuses this earth. And now the earth comes down minutely, to each aver differently. Chas v'shalom, if it would go into one aver, if sight would go into the air, or hearing would go into, it would be a mixture of things. You wouldn't have anything. And this source Meaning this source being the revelation from the general scene of vitality found within intelligence, who nikra alma desgalia. That's what's called in Chassidut, Kabbalah, the world of revelation, world of manifestation. So you have alma desgalia, the hidden world, which is really in Chachma, right? Chachma, because we Alter Rebbe explained that in the beginning of Tanya. Chachma means koyach ma, you're not sure what it is. So it's alma desgalia because it's connected to Keser, to Rotzein, which is much greater, and it's impossible to know what it is. It's very deep concepts, but ultimately, it comes ultimately to Bina, into Das, and now it's becoming alma desgalia. Because as the Alter Rebbe would say, it is here that godness first become manifest into the world. Umaternisa, it's also called the queen. For the queen receives vitality from Kutchabrich, the king. Ve'ematata, it's also called in Kabbalah, this concept, it's called Alma Desgalia, it's called Maternisa, and it's called Ematata, different names in Kabbalah. It's also known as the nether mother, the lower level of the mother. For Bina, too, it's known as mother. As the verse says, alludes to Bina as mother. Bina, however, is a higher level of mother, while Malchus is the nether mother. So Malchus is also the receptacle. That's why it's called in Kabbalah the mother. Bina is a receptacle of Chachma. But Chachma and Bina are what called in Kabbalah Trein Roy and the Lemus Passion. They are like two entities that they never can separate. You can't separate. The Mishnah, the Peik obviously, Chachma and Bina, Bina and Chachma. If there's no wisdom, there's no understanding. If there's no understanding of wisdom, they're really interconnected. And that's why in Kabbalah, that's called Imei Law. The higher level of Bina, the lower level of Bina is Malchus. Malchus is the receptacle of all the midas. It's the receptacle, like Moshe Rabbeinu. Moshe Kibbel Torah Messiah. It's the receptacle of everything, umasara, and it has the capability of creation, like a mother. The mother is the receptacle, and it gives the capability of creation. So from Malchus, Datzilus, comes Chachma, the Bria. From Malchus, the Bria, from the world, Malchus of the world of creation, comes Chachma of the world of Yitzira. From Malchus of the world of Yitzira comes Chachma of the world of Asiya. So Malchus is the receptacle that creates the lower world, and that's called Ematata, the lower mother. That's the way it's brought in the Kabbalah. And then you have another name, Ushchinte. Now you have another name to this whole concept, and that's called Shechina. It's called the Shechina. Miloshem v'shachanti b'seicham. Again, because Malchus is a concept of the receptacle, and that's what Shechina means. Shechina means where it resides. Miloshem v'shachanti b'seicham, I will dwell amongst you. For in Hebrew root means to dwell and reveal. Mishkan, Sheichim. As Alter Rebbe explains, the Rebbe explains that the Alter Rebbe now goes on to explain the meaning of the character of each of the above names, as well as their particular effect. So we have the word Matanisa, Ema, Shchinte. Shame. So first it's called Alma Desgalia. Alma Desgalia, Matanisa, Ema, Shchinte. 4 different names we gave it. Shame, Shemakaz, Ereishas, Galas, and Sefer. The above mentioned source called the world of manifestation, Alma Desgalia. For this source is the beginning of the revelation of Eid and Seif. It's a revelation. It's Galas. And since the source itself contains a revelation, it itself is known as the world of manifestation. Because its own nature is not because it's vitalized, because of its own nature, and not because it vitalizes the revealed world. That's its nature. It's Alma Desgalia. It's a world of revelation. It's a world of manifestation. It's called the queen because it's the level which extends and illuminates the worlds in a revealed manner, similar to a queen, for through her, the wishes of the king are revealed. Thus, the source of life, meaning the first revelation of Ein Sof, is manifested in the queen. And from this source, it extends to each individual thing, the world, and create a particular light. And the vitality is suitable for it. And for which reason it's called the nether mother. Now why it's called the mother. For it's the mother and the source of particular vitality, form of vitality for each and every creature. So that's why it's called the mother. It's like a mother, mamish like a mother. And now it's called the Shechina, because not only is it give the capability, but it actually comes within it, dwells and encloses itself with it. Not just gives it a vitality; it actually rests there in the world in the respective creatures, thereby animating them. So that's why it's ultimately called Shechina. So in essence, do we give one name to the world of Malchus? Really, we give him 4 names. We give Malchus 4 names because it represents 4 different things. It represents, first of all, what Malchus is. Malchus is revelation. That's why the first melech, Moshe Rabbeinu, Moshe Kibel Te'u Masara. Moshe Rabbeinu was to receive because he gave. And that was his nature. So the Rebbe would always say, whatever my father told me, I'm going to say because he knew that I'm going to say it. He knew that I'm going to say it. So therefore, even though he told it to me privately, he knew my character. My character is to reveal. I don't keep any secrets. Moshe Rabbeinu was also that a leader never kept secrets. Moshe Kibel, he received a Masada and he gave. So that's its character. And then it's the concept of queen because that's the whole purpose of a queen. And then it's called the mother because it gives everybody what it needs. And ultimately, not only does it give everybody what it needs, it continues to give everybody what it needs. It's the vitality of everything in the world. And that's why it's called the Shechina. So since it dwells and animates the enclosed in every world and creatures, it's called Shechina, which, as explained previously, Shechina means to indwell. It dwells there. Till now, the Alter Rebbe has clarified how the light is the source of the world and the creatures in general. And now it explains how also the source of the Jewish soul. And that's why it's figuratively called the mother of children. It's also the name the mother of children, Malchus. Knesset Yisrael. It's also called the community of Israel. Shemaka is there because from this place, Malchus Tatzilus, all the souls are created. All souls are created in Bria, besides excluded few. All neshamis in general in Kabbalah, neshamis come from the world of Bria. They all come from Malchus Tatzilus. So in Malchus Tatzilus is the Eim Habanim, is the mother of all souls. The mother of all Jewish souls come from Malchus Tatzilus. So that's why she's the mother of every soul. She's Knesset Yisrael. That's why Malchus of the world of emanation is the Knesset Yisrael, is the gathering of all the Jews. With Nivna Shamas Bria. And they're all created in the world of Bria. And all of them, all the worlds, creatures and souls, being derived only from the extension of the vitality and the light which extends and streams from this source, from Malchus of the world of Atzilus, Hanikar Shechina, which we call Shechina. It's a manner that resembles the radiance of the light from the sun. The light from the sun, Malchus Atzilus, radiates a light. And from this light, it comes down to Malchus, to Chachma. It comes to light. Light comes to especially to the world of Chachma, of the world of Bria, which ultimately creates everything in the world of Bria, that creates the world of Yitzira, and so on and so forth. So ultimately, everything, to Asiya, everything comes from Malchus, the world of Atzilus, which is the Shechina. Ema, the mother, which is the queen, which is Galus, Alma is Galia, all comes from Alma. They're all connected to Chachma Vatzilis, so they're all interconnected to Eirei Seif, etc. Spashas Hashemes as resembling the radiance of the light from the sun. This radiance being but a ray from its source. We are all a ray from the source of Malchus, kingship of the world of Atzilus. That finishes the Tanya of the day. Today is the 28th day of the month. 28th day of the month, which is chapter in Tillim 135 to 139. If you do those chapters from 135 to 139, the 5 chapters, you would do the chitas of the day. Wish you all a good day. I want to invite you in Midchem to at 10 a.m. We're going to continue again. We're going to start with the 2nd chapter of Tanya, whether come to Chabad at 10 or on Zoom, or wherever you are, on Facebook. I wish you all a wonderful and beautiful and happy and healthy day. Hope to see you first about 10 o'clock. And if not, I will see you all tomorrow, 8 a.m. We'll continue the chitas of the day. Have a wonderful and beautiful day.